Let's learn all about how we can play with our friends. So, we've been learning about how to be a bucket filler, how to be a kind friend. These are some different ways that we can play with our friends. Let's take a look. My friends. The first thing that you can do is you can play Ring Around the Rosie. That means that everyone gets together in a circle, holds hands, and spins around, singing Ring Around the Rosie. Pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. And when we say down, you all fall down to the ground. That's a fun game to play with your friends. Another game you can play is Follow the Leader. If you see, these kids are taking turns being the leader, and they have hands on each other's shoulders, and they're following around each other. When she's finished, then it'll be his turn to be the leader. Another game that you could play with your friends is skip and play. You can run together, skip together, hop together, all kinds of fun things. Let's learn about more ways that you can play with your friends. You can make crafts together or crafting. If you see, he's playing with Play-Doh and she's cutting, and they're building things together on that sheet of paper. They're sharing. Another thing you can do with your friends is draw. They each have their own paper, or you can draw on the same paper. Another game you could play with your friends is dress up. See how they're dressing up and having so much fun together. Let's take a look at their faces. Do you see their faces when all these friends are playing together? How do you think those friends are feeling? Yes, they're feeling happy. When we play with one another and we share with each other, it makes our heart happy. It fills up our bucket. Let's learn about more ways that we can be a good friend. You can play blocks. You can play by yourself or with friends. You can take turns putting blocks on a high tower and make sure not to knock it down unless you ask. You can play with a tea party. See how they brought some stuffed animals as friends to play with their tea party. You can also play cars and trains. You can take turns building the tracks. Each one of you can have a car or you can share. There's so many different ways to play with your friends. Wow, another thing you can do with your friends is swing together. Do you see how one person is swinging and the other person is pushing them from behind? Then, once the other person gets tired, they can switch. And the boy with the brown hair can swing and the girl with the red hair can push. And they're going to be taking turns. That's a great way to make a good friend. You can build sand castles if there's sand, or play in the dirt if there's dirt outside. And you can go down the slide together, one at a time, so that way we're safe. And look how they're following each other and taking turns on this slide. There's so many ways that you can be a good friend. And when you play with your friends, it makes your bucket full. It makes your heart happy because you have friends and you're playing kindly and nicely together. I can't wait to see how you guys play with your friends, and I hope that you've learned all about how to be a good friend at school and at home.